Hi everyone, Robin here, and it is Hungry Globetrotter time. And this month, it is Tuscan Sun Dinner. Can you tell how freaking excited I am for Tuscan food? I love Italian food. Tuscan food specifically. Okay, if you're not familiar with Hungry Globetrotter, it is a subscription service, $34.95 a month, and you get a box delivered to your house every month with non-perishable ingredients to make a dinner for four from different regions across the globe. And they always include a shopping list, so you're not left out in the dark and having to pick through each of the recipes. And then they also include information about the region and the different ingredients in your box. So, Tuscany! All right, so some of the food culture of Tuscany. Their gastronomy is tied closely to the local agricultural bounty, which is true of a lot of European countries. Okay, the Etruscans, the ancestors of modern-day Tuscans, I hope I pronounced Etruscans right, have a lot to do with the kinds of food eaten there today. They grew cereals, created the precursor of today's bread, thank you, and planted fruit trees and grapevines. 2,000 years later, we are still grateful to them. Yes, I'm very grateful to wine. Thank you. Okay, ever think there was a connection between a high-end shoe and your dinner? The famed leather craftsmen of Florence required a constant stream of high-quality leather, and they relied on the very tall Chianina cows of Tuscany for their supply. The Chianina, originally a draft breed, produced superb leather and also result in plenty of fine beef, which lends itself to the very traditional and delicious bistecca alla Fiorentina, which I think might be steak Florentine. We shall see. I'll look it up and link it down below. But one of the recipes is actually for steak Florentine, so I'm thinking that might be the same thing. So I'm just going to go through things in the order that they're listed on the card here. And first off, we have this focaccia bread mix, and it's At the Table Together is the brand. 100% natural. Okay, this is a really easy focaccia mix. You literally put this in with club soda, olive oil, and put it into a 9x12 baking pan. This company was started by a couple of friends, Rima and Claudia, and they have a cookbook called Cooking Dinner, Simple Italian Family Recipes Everyone Can Make. They also have a restaurant, and I guess their products have been on Good Morning America as well. But something that's really cool and they have mentioned here is they started the Tabula Together Foundation, which is an educational nonprofit foundation to teach children about healthy eating and cooking, which I think is very important because a lot of kids nowadays don't know how to cook. They think taking a pot pie out of the freezer and pop it in the microwave is cooking, and that's not real cooking. That's heating something up that a company mass produced. So I will link the website for their nonprofit organization down below, because I think any kind of education, especially for kids to be eating healthier, is really important. Okay, next on the list is this Subrosa Italian seasoning salt, the caviar of the seasoned sea salt. Okay, this was founded by a couple of sisters in 2011. They unlock the intensity of flavors found in the foods we eat every day. Searching the world for the finest and most flavorful sea salt has yielded a sensational product containing 2 different crystal sizes of French gray salt with 7 herbs and spice combinations to ensure that every meal can experience a richness of flavor. And they actually included a business card with all 7 of the salt blends listed on it. Okay, the Italian seasoning salt is a unique blend accented with rosemary, sage, and basil, and the robust gray sea salt to lend a hearty Italian flavor to any dish. We love using it to make the perfect Florentine steak. Okay, next on the list is this Sierra soup mix, and it's a Tuscan peasant soup. And one thing that they mentioned in the newsletter is they were going to include vegetarian options in each of the boxes. So this is vegetarian, vegan, gluten-free, and all natural. And it literally just has yellow split peas, dehydrated carrots and parsley, and soy protein, which is soybeans broken down with water, and then spices. Okay. Sierra Soups makes all natural soups that have no salt, fat, or sugar added. Their Tuscan peasant soup authentically combines the pasta and lentils found in simple country soups. This hearty dish reflects the produce and, of course, the traditional diet of the Tuscan countryside. So while this says that this soup is actually vegan, they do have serving suggestions where you can put cooked ham, sausage, or bacon in it, you know, if you're a meat person. Okay, last on the list is Wholesome Kitchen, farro, mushrooms, and herbs. And I'm going to try and get this to focus a little bit. Okay, so this is what it looks like. You can see chunks of mushroom. You can see the farro inside there. Let me see if I can get some of the grains to pop forward. It's the little bits in there that look like cereal right there. Okay, so it says, we love the ancient greens and easy preparation of the Wholesome Kitchen products with a little more than some salt and pepper. This deep, rich farro dish comes to life in about half an hour. It's a perfect side dish or delicious on its own. The mushroom combination is typical of the use of porcini mushrooms and white truffles in this regional Italian cuisine. Now on the package, it just says mushrooms. It does not say porcinis and white truffles, but ooh la la. This has farro bell peppers, and it looks like red bell peppers, not green. Onions, mushrooms, garlic, basil, celery, chives, oregano, and cayenne pepper. Now, if you're not familiar with farro, I actually knew what it was, but it does tell you on here that farro is a form of whole grain. Certain wheat grains is a whole form of certain wheat grains that are used and grown in central Italy. Is popular in Roman times and for many centuries after, but until recently seemed forgotten. And it says that a lot of the really hip restaurants nowadays have included farro on their menus. I knew what it was. I don't know why I knew what it was. I've actually had it before and I really like it. So, and I had it as a kid, so I don't know, maybe I knew some old Italians that still ate farro. Okay, so, and then it talks about pairings, and it talks about Tuscan food calls for Tuscan wine, and modestly priced Chianti, which will treat you better than any highbrow vino. Every time I hear Chianti, I literally think of Silence of the Lambs, where he's like, I'll have his brain with a nice Chianti and some fava beans. Sorry. Okay, additionally, the Sangiovese wines of Montecuccio in Tuscany are worth discovering. Speak to your local wine merchant and tell them you're in the mood to explore. It says they'll be happy to provide additional guidance. And then it also tells you to rest your steak before slicing it, which I knew. And the reason you want to do that is you don't want to drain all the juices out of the meat. You want to let it set up and just kind of absorb the juices that form while it's cooking. Pootie. She's dropping that twist tie in the box. Okay. But it'll help plump up the meat, and it'll absorb some of the juices that are formed while it's cooking. And then if you wait a few minutes and let it set up and then slice it, you'll still have nice, moist, juicy, succulent, delicious steak. I'm a steak person. I love me some steak. All right. So the grocery list is very short. There's 5 things on it, and I have 4 of the 5 on the list. I have the club soda. I have homemade chicken stock. Yes, I'm a weirdo and make my own chicken stock. I have olive oil, and I have the salt and pepper. The only thing I don't have are the 4 pounds of steak. So, and it's Florentine steak, farro, and Tuscan soup. Honestly, I wouldn't eat the soup, the steak, and the farro all in one meal. I'm not a multi-course meal person. I would eat the focaccia bread and the soup as one set of meals, and then the steak and farro as another set of meals. So this is at least 8 meals for me. So for $35, I think that's a really good deal. That being said, I have to skip next month, which really kind of breaks my heart. In the newsletter, they sent out that next month is going to be Peru, and I'm really interested to try some Peruvian dishes, but I have my freaking $450 car registration due at the end of April. So I emailed them asking if I could skip a month, and they emailed me back within a half hour saying, absolutely, we won't bill you until May. I also told them that I was having problems logging into the site, and they sent me a link so I could redo my login for the site so I could change my information. And let me tell you, I think I've mentioned this before, but the customer service with Hungry Globetrotter is some of the best I have ever had in my life. They always respond right away. Um, they answer your questions directly. They don't go in a roundabout fashion. You know, if you ask them a question, they answer it. Bam, done. They're just very pleasant. They really help you out if you have questions about things. So I'm really liking this company. I always held Nordstrom as kind of like the high bar for customer service because we've been going to Nordstrom ever since I can remember. And I mean, we used to shop at the original store in Seattle when I lived there in high school. And their customer service training at Nordstrom is just, it's unlike anything I've ever seen. I have friends that work there. Um, this company is right up in the same bracket as Nordstrom with their customer service. So thank you, Hungry Globetrotter. If you watched the box last month, a couple people have asked me if I've tried the tea. Yes, I have. Absolutely in love. I might be going to San Francisco in July for work. I'm going to hunt down where they sell it and buy as much as I can and bring it home with me. I love it that much. I mean, my uncle was telling me that he's thinking about going to San Francisco for a visit, and he even told me he'd pick me up some. So, that tea is just divine. It is so, it's honestly some of the best tea I've ever had in my life. All right. This is going on long, but I'm excited about food. And I will see you later. So, Easter's coming up this weekend. Have a wonderful, blessed Easter holiday if that's what you celebrate. It's my father's birthday on Easter, so that's what I will be doing over the weekend. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.